Hello and welcome to this edition of GameTime with Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn for the PlayStation 3. Joining us as always is Chrono Ocelot, our currently level 41 White Mage, and we're standing right outside of Camp Drybone, out in the Thanalan Desert, Eastern Thanalan Desert to be more specific. So, last time we left you guys off with the storyline. We had just finished burying some of our mates from the Waking Sands, and now what we're going to do is continue on with the next part of the storyline quest. So with that being said, we have a loon here. I'm going to have a chat to you. And the Warden works in mysterious ways is the title of this quest, level 35. She has some difficult news to share with me, so here we go. There's one thing I regret to inform you. Though we wish to enter your comrades on church grounds, the number of fallen scions far exceeded our estimates. After discussing the matter with Father Elude, we have concluded that we have no choice but to bury the dead in the same plots as those who perished in the calamity. Please forgive us. We do not wish to dishonor the memory of the fallen, but as caretakers of the liquid, these are the realities we must face. Chrono, what befell your order was an unforgivable crime. If you would have these villains brought to justice, consider making a pilgrimage to the Mark of the Warden. What is that? Though I do not follow the teachings of Azuma, it is said that to offer prayers before her mark is to invoke her divine judgment. Regardless of your faith, mayhap it would be worth the effort. Okay, so what is a Mark of the Warden exactly? So we're going to look at our map here and see if it shows us where to head to. All the way down here. There we go. Oh, okay, a little bit past the Emulsion encampment. Okay, so of course calling Epoch into the series. And let's ride on over to this place. Jump over the gate. Never jump over the gate. Okay, so this should be fun. Just gonna shoot by this Emulsion encampment that we had a few quests on before when we were doing storyline quests in this area of Eastern Thanalan. And back then, we had to beat up a few of these Emulsions, a little bit scary, because we were a lower level, but now we should have no problems whatsoever. I believe it's like level 15, and we are at level 41 now. So yeah, we had to fight inside here. These guys would aggro us, but now he's going to pretend like he didn't even see me. There he is. Oh, which reminds me too, Geas, I actually got a chance to have a chat to her, and she was saying that what she does is she zooms in like this by hitting the right joystick button whenever she has a chat to these people. So I like to try to incorporate that into mine. Please forgive me if I do forget every once in a while, but when you zoom in, you can actually see these people I'm talking. You can see like their facial expressions, the lips moving about. So I thought it was pretty interesting little thing. So, hey, final prayer right over here. There we go. So that must be it. Mark of the Warden. And look at the scenery right here. Like, this is amazing. Hold on, let's pop off an Epoch and let's take a peek at this here. Look at that. That is just nice, isn't it? Probably won't look that good that way. So we're gonna hit our L1 and select to clear off our screen real quick, and then gonna go ahead and take a little screenshot. Oops, not that one. Slipped off on that one. There we go. There we go. I like that. Nice little screenshot. Okay. So, Mark of the Warden. I'm going to go ahead and just interact with that. As you kneel before the mark of the warden, in a moment of quiet solitude, you breathe deep of the dry desert air. The roar of the rushing water is punctuated by the faint chirping of violin and the shrill cries of a hawk. The gods, however, remain silent. Okay, guess that was nice. Alright, so back on Epoch. We're gonna gallop right on back on over to Illumined. It's over there at that little area. So yes, just wanted to, because we just wanted to go over there and pray and take a little scenery and just, I guess it's kind of letting you know that even though bad things do happen, there are some good things to look forward to, like that scenery, for instance. So I'm gonna actually see what Chrono's looking like as it gallops through top of Epoch. Just following the path all the way through, just about. Let's see where we have to hit to in the distance. See the church right over there in the center of the screen, so we're gonna cut by. This place is really nice though. It really does look like a desert, especially when you actually take the time to zoom in a little bit closer and see what it offers from the look at that jump. See what it offers from the actual perspective of your character's eyes, you know. Just up close and personal. And again, do remember that this is not the best setting, like the highest settings that are possible. They do have higher settings above this, where you can actually see this stuff way more vivid. But it takes up a lot more memory. That's something I care less to do. Okay, so Elund here. Oh, you're ugly. You have honored the dead with your pilgrimage, Chrono. Even if Azima did not hear your prayers, I believe that they provided comfort to your fallen brethren. Remember that, although the body is but a vessel that must one day be surrendered to the life stream, our souls shall endure, and the righteous shall find solace in Thol's realm. Okay, so it's easy enough quest. I'm a very ugly person. I actually kind of liked it better before I knew what she looked like, because then I can imagine she was some young woman, you know. Yeah, now it looks like an old man. Although we can perform rites for most of the scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphatic traditions. Makes sense, okay. So we gotta take Norexia. Oh wait, hold on. We probably gotta pick her up first somewhere. Let's see, where is she at? Not sure. Norexia, where would you be at? Oh, apparently they already gave me to her, okay. Alright, so they already gave it to me. If you look in the duty list, it just says, bury me not in the lone prairie. So return Norexia to Little Solace. And just to double check it, I select twice, go right there, and it should tell me exactly where I have to hit to. Black Shroud. So with that being said, I believe it was Hawthorne Hut is where we go for you. La 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 la. There we go. 358. Alright, so we're going to do that, and we will be right back. Okay, and welcome back. So here we are in Hawthorne Hut, and so I believe we take off this direction-ish. Yeah. So we take off this direction to Little Solace. Remember, these guys used to be pretty intimidating when we came by too, those null mats. Especially this fate right here. they got it under control. Alright, perfect. Alright. So, Comixio. Got some bad news. This one's surprised to see Walking One a little solace. How can these ones assist Walking One? I've got the body of this vegetable. Gasp! Anorexia. But this one does not understand. I will explain it to you, apparently, but Comixio. This one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to little solace, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. Anorexia? How did this happen? Explain everything to this one, at once. So, not only Anorexia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Sob, Anorexia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Anorexia at the end. Tell this one that Anorexia was brave. Tell this one that Anorexia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Anorexia got kicked out the sky. Thank you for bringing Anorexia home, Walking One. These ones wish to thank praying ones. Let the praying ones sorry guys. Tell praying ones these ones will remember their kindness. Goodness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial ones must pay. Imperial ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial ones, do not forget these ones. These ones will not have Anorexia death be for naught. These ones will fight. Very brave of you. Okay, so with that being said, it says return to Illumined. Alright. Fantastic, just wasting money, okay. Back to Camp Dry Bone for another 358. Okay, beautiful range is hitting. Nice and solid. See, it just looks intense, just coming down sideways. You know, it's windy too. It's like we're in the middle of a monsoon. Guess the only thing that's missing right now was in Final Fantasy 11 whenever there are weather effects, then that's when you can find these like elementals. So I think they should do something similar to that, where like when you have major weather effects like this, then there should be like a giant notorious monster elemental or something. That'd be pretty nice. My opinion. That's all. Okay. We thank you for your service to the church and to the sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence, we entered the remaining scions in the liquid. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I'll remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please, take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Chrono. Thank you. So that does it for that, but we're not done with what we want to do, so head a little bit up this direction. Actually wait, no, that just might be inside the church. We'll see. Yeah, that's right inside the church. Okay, so let's have a chat to Marques here, which is really Sid Garlond. He hasn't figured it out yet. I'm not imagining it, Chrono. I know I'm being watched. No, not the girl. I know about her. No, this is different. Sinister. It is as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when last I ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment. Yeah, no problem. So I just gotta look out there, right? Nobody's in there. I'll just play. Alright, let's see here. zoom out a little bit. How far outside do you want me to go? So this would be nice right here if I had my mini-map because I know exactly where to go, but this is a little more fun trying to see things through my character's eyes. Okay. Okay, so I got nothing. Yeah, I was going the wrong way. See, that's what I would have done if I was really Chrono. I just would have walked out there and looked around. Yeah, nobody's out there. There we go. Destination. Got to fight something. There we are. So apparently you were being watched by somebody. Search the liquid for unseen observers. Okay. So I found one and beat him up. So yes, Marques, you were being watched by somebody. Okay, Marques, you were being watched by somebody. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father Elune must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? He's right next to you. You can tell him. It's important. I think that others may come for me again. Heavens forfend that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? This is Garlond steel, which means the man who was watching Marques was. Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come. I haven't seen you in a while.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the Seventh Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend, the greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garlond. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait, Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Cid, was it? Here, these belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you? Alfino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
Nice, okay. So now we're getting back into it. He who waited behind. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garlond would be at last be found within our church. It defies great imagination. Beg your pardon, Chrono. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but the final flight of the Enterprise, a curious tale which grew popular in the wake of the calamity, much like the Great Gubu Wall of Ul'dah. I remember that. States the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Kurthus. If true, the airship would have been passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, closest settlement to Corythus. Mayhap the Serpent's station there would have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped that you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Sid, Chrono. Alright, so now we take off to Falgord Float, which is yet another teleport. For another 345. So this is fun. They're gonna have us actually try to take on Garuda now, which isn't really all that interesting to me because I had such a hard time fighting Titan. So imagine what's gonna happen when we try to take on Garuda, the crazy wind mistress. Is there aught I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise. You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? Aye, I needn't refer to the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Corythus. What became of it after that I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vortifort at Foretail's Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is that you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. Okay, so I think the Spire place is over this direction. Yes, it is. Alright, so gallop right on over there, right through this fate here. Really didn't like that fate anyway. There we go. Right on up here. You've come in search of Vortifort. Then well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Corythus. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. We'll have a chat to you. The storyline just keeps pulling you through. You just want to know more. 'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Chartanu, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the Spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. At a time when any sane man ought to be headed the other way, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen split the sky overhead, barreling towards the battlefield. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the north. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Corythus. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help, but to obtain them, you would need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamud descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I have little doubt that they would accept aid freely offered. Okay, so off to the observatorium to offer our aid. Of course, Corythus is a little bit chilly, but luckily for us, we have this woolen gear that's on, so that should keep us warm through the battles of snow and all that other stuff. Okay, and we are approaching time for this episode too, so we're going to finish off this by speaking with Ludvor at the observatorium, and then from there, that's when we'll pause our video, or end our video for the time, and then pick up again with the storylines at a later date. First time I made it to Querthus, I was so excited because I wasn't expecting it, you know. I was just kind of traveling around for a good float. And I was like, oh, this is Querthus, you know, because I've heard the name so many times on other people's videos. Yeah. Now that I know the place, I absolutely, well, I don't despise it, but it's really hectic. Okay, and Mr. Ludvois, clad up in armor. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your service to the house of Durandar? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ha! How absurd. As if we would permit an outsider to pursue the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The holy see of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Cold reception, ha ha ha. Wait till I change to my dragoon, see how you feel about that. Alright guys, so on behalf of Chrono, Ocelot, and myself, I would like to thank you guys for watching this edition of Game Time with Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn for the PlayStation 3. And until next time when we continue on with this storyline, then this is Chrono and myself saying bye-bye, farewell, and we'll see you again.